Melanie Wilkinson with YorkNewsTimes.com. I'm actually in the York County Jail with all of the county commissioners and Sheriff Dale Radcliffe. And I understand that you guys are taking your regular tour that you do on a quarterly basis. Is that correct? And tell us about the inspection and what you want to show to your board members and the purpose of today's tour.
Well, usually when we take them through on a quarterly deal, we want to make sure that they know what's going on in jail. If we have any upgrades, we talk about those, what we need to do, and just to make sure the jail's in working order.
And I've heard you guys discuss too that you had some lighting requirements that you're coming into compliance with now.
Well, the fire marshal last inspection found some lighting that we need to repair, and we understand that these lightings within a couple of years we're not going to be able to get the bulbs anyway. So we're going to have to replace all that because it has to be so much light when somebody walks down the hall. And we've asked the fire marshals for a couple of years to make sure we get this done, and they've granted this to us. So.
Okay, and I know that your capacity is around what, 32? You said, and 34 with your holding cells. Does anyone here ever foresee that maybe there'll become a day where York County might have to consider the construction of a new jail, or do you think the facilities are appropriate now?
I think right now it's appropriate. I don't think York County should even consider a new jail until we start getting so full that we have to start taking them other places, because that's when it starts costing us. Our average population daily right now is 18 for the year, and until we get up to 34, 36, maybe 40 a day, the jail cost is too expensive anymore. And I think if we ever do that, I think we really ought to consider regional jails or something, because they just get too expensive.
Sure.
But jail standards requires us to give them 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. So their gym times are set up per block, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Work release and special sessions, most of them are allowed at work until 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and then they get a later gym time than the rest of the population does. But if they don't ask to go to the gym, we don't, wake them up and make them go.
Right. So it's by request.
They have to request it, but we have to offer it to them according to jail standards so we can stay in compliance with it.
Dale's been doing, and the past sheriffs have been doing a good job with the upkeep of our jails. We've always passed the jail standards provisions, so it's been a very good job. I years ago foresaw that we needed a new jail, but it hasn't come to fact. So I think they're doing a good job of maybe keeping some homebound prisoners and out. That helps quite a bit. So.
And I know that too, like back in 2000, we saw kind of a sudden surge of people that were here in jail being held because we had some drug raids and some things like that where you'd bring in, one day 35 people, and we haven't seen that for a while.
We haven't seen that, and we've talked with the rap group, and I think all the sheriffs kind of agree with this, that's too much of a tax burden on the taxpayer, so let's pick them up whenever we can, a little bit at a time. And
instead of one large raid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we're not neglecting to pick them up, we're just not going out on the big raids like we used to.
Sure.
Besides that, the manpower that took to do something like that.
Sure, it was. Well, thank you everybody for today, for allowing us to be on your tour. And again, this is Melanie Wilkinson at YorkNewsTimes.com.